Hi, I'm Jenny Kanoki, and this is my video for my ePortfolio. So to start off with my leadership philosophy, the quote that I selected is by Steve Jobs: "Being the richest man in the cemetery doesn't matter to me. Going to bed at night saying we've done something wonderful, that's what matters to me." I feel like that really encompasses what it means to be a school leader. We all know we're probably not going to be the richest people in the cemetery, but we should be able to go to bed every day saying that we did something that mattered. So within that, that leads me to I want to be a passionate leader. I want to have a reason to be excited to get out of bed every day, to help teachers, students, and their family members. I believe that leaders should have amazing communication. I hold leaders to a really high standard to be able to communicate with people on many different platforms, to be able to communicate with students, with staff members, with their families, with the school board. And then you need to be able to communicate in this day and age through email, on social media. You need to make all calls and to keep everybody in your school district informed. Especially through COVID, we learned that school leaders need to be adaptable. You have to roll with the punches. Education is constantly changing, and you just need to be able to adapt and evolve. School leaders must lead with integrity, in my opinion. We need to have morals and honesty. We need to show people that we are trustworthy and that we have kids' interest in best in our minds. So I believe that school leaders need to lead with integrity. So then my next thing that I'm really proud of is my annotated bibliography. As you know, these are pretty detailed and long, and it was not an easy task. It was something that I had to spread out over several days. My annotated bibliography ended up being 40 pages long, and it takes a while to find the articles, to summarize them, and to answer all of the questions, and it's something that I'm really proud of. Being a school leader, it's not always going to be super fun work. Sometimes you have to put your nose to the grind and get it done, and that's how I felt that the annotated bibliography represented. It was something that I had to push myself and I had to get it done, and in the end, I'm really proud of myself, and I'm proud of the quality of work that I turned in, because this was quite a feat. So to go into my activities at the district level, some of the ones that I want to highlight that I'm quite proud of. For Module 9 in AEP 858, we were to turn in a district assessment calendar from our district. Well, my district didn't have one, so I had to collaborate with several teachers from pre-K 3-year-olds all the way through 12th grade and gather what testing they do and when they do it. I had to communicate with our school building leaders as well as our district testing coordinator and talk to all of these people about the different types of tests we do, whether it's a state test, a national test, who all it applies to, and when we do those tests. And my school district testing coordinator, she is still using this format that I created, so that makes me really proud of that. The next activity that I want to highlight is that I am the district wellness chairperson, wellness committee chairperson, I guess I should say. And so I have been on this committee, for 3 years now, but the last 2 years I'm really proud of the work I've done, because I could just tell that last year with COVID and everything that was put on teachers, that morale around the school was just really down. And so I created Wellness Wednesdays, and that is where the first Wednesday of every month, students and staff members can wear jeans or sweatpants if they do the brain breaks with their students. I send a activity for the morning and the afternoon. They range from virtual draws to yoga, brain breaks that get you up and moving. Sometimes they're trivia. I try to find ones that are targeted for the age groups that I'm sending them to. And I have staff members that remind me like, hey, tomorrow's Wellness Wednesday. And so that tells me that they look forward to it, and it just gives them something to, take a break from dressing professional and just to have fun with students. The next activity is that I am a part of the PDC committee, the Professional Development Council. So I am the elementary representative for the district. I collect the elementary IPDP forms and encourage those teachers to get their yearly goals up. Then as a committee, we meet and we look over the staff through the district, through their professional development points, where they're at on their licensure, the classes that teachers are taking, and how that helps them continue with their licenses. For some of my highlighted elementary activities, the first one that I want to point out. So last year, when students had the option to choose whether they wanted to do distance learning or learning in person, there was a teacher that she was really struggling to get into the mode of knowing what to do, how to gather materials and get them to this student, what to gather, what to put together, how to put lesson plans together for this student. The state also required us to Zoom with these students at least once a day, and so she wasn't sure when she should Zoom and what she should teach during that time, as she tried to Zoom with a student, but then also have students in person in class. And so I helped her navigate that and figure out a rhythm that worked best for her on what social media platforms to use with that student, or I guess not really social media, but what platforms such as Seesaw and IXL to use for that student's education, how to get lesson plans and other materials to him, and just get into a rhythm of Zooming with that student every day that benefited her, the student, and the rest of the class. The next activity, I went and met with our Title I reading specialist, Mrs. Steen, and she was in charge of our reading groups, our MTSS groups that we do. We do 30 minutes every day, and those groups rotate every month based on the data scores, and I wasn't quite sure how she did those groupings. And so I went and met with her, and I learned how she reads the data, how she organizes it, and how she makes those groups. And she makes those groups by grade level, kindergarten through 5th grade. And so I went and worked with her and helped her put together the groups for 1 month and learned how she does that. Also, another activity at the elementary level, I am on the building leadership team. I have been on the building leadership team for 3 years. We work closely with our principal. We're usually the first ones to know when big changes are coming. For example, we have recently gotten new math and reading curriculum in the last few years, and we were the first ones to know. Our principal asked us, kind of maybe what some companies were that we wanted to look at, if we wanted to renew our licenses, and so we decided that we should take those decisions to staff. Some other things that we have done, we are the first ones to know when the Kansas Reading Roadmap program was going to end, and we had an after-school program that went with that, and so that was going to greatly impact our school, our kids, their families, and so we met and discussed some different options, some different plans, and what we could do. And so that's really benefited me to see what our principal does, the types of situations that he has brought to us, and to just decide things as a group for our elementary staff. For some activities at the secondary level that I would like to highlight, the first one is I was selected by 2 families to hand out scholarships in their name. The first one is very meaningful to me. It is in memory of Conroy O'Brien. He is a Kansas Highway Patrolman that was killed in the line of duty, and my father was also a Kansas Highway Patrolman. He thankfully is alive and well, and he retired, but I was very, very honored that they asked me to hand that out. I was also asked to hand out the James Strong scholarship, because both of these scholarships are handed out based on character of students, whether they are involved in the school, their activities, their character, how they are in the hallways, in the classrooms, how they speak to teachers and other students. And so it meant a lot to me that those 2 families asked me to carry that out. And so I go to the senior banquet after I have selected the honorees for that year, and I get to hand out those scholarships to those students in front of the rest of the high school and their families, and it's a really high honor to me. The next activity at the secondary level, I went to the high school building principal as well as our school district testing coordinator and said that, since I am a first grade teacher, I don't really have a lot of knowledge on the ACT testing and work keys. And so when they did these tests back in February and March last year, I asked if I could be a part of that. So I helped them supervise. I learned how, we have to get these students set up. We have to get them online. It's really cool to me now. I have memories of going to a place and testing on a Saturday morning at like 7 a.m. And so I think it's awesome now that kids can do the ACT test at school and they get one free test to them. And so that was really enlightening for me to see how that works and how our students can benefit from that. And I learned a lot about, just the National Career Readiness Certificate, kids earning gold, silver, or bronze. And so that was really enlightening to me as a future school leader to see what we are doing now that was even different from when I was in high school 10 years ago. The last activity at the secondary level that I would like to highlight on is my superintendent. She asked me and another lady here that we are both actively pursuing our masters in building leadership if we would like to be administrators at ball games, since there are so many ball games and so many activities to cover at our small school district. And one of the ball games that I went to, there was quite an incident of one of our boys, unfortunately, kicking down a bathroom stall in the locker room after the game when he was upset that we lost. And so it was not great how he acted, but it was a great opportunity for me because I had to communicate with that school's athletic director, our school's athletic director, our building principal, as well as our superintendent, and we had to talk about what happened and what would be the best way to solve this problem and handle the damage. And so it was an unfortunate incident, and it didn't paint our school in the best light, but it was a really great learning experience for me as a future building leader. The last thing that I would like to highlight is my reflection. So some of my concerns that I had coming into the program were just how much time it was going to take, and also just knowing, not knowing what all a principal does. I wasn't 100% sure if I even wanted to be a principal or if I was just going to get my master's to move up on the pay scale. I'm very happy to say that quickly, even after the first class, I really enjoyed my introduction class to school leadership, that I solidified the fact that I do want to be a school leader. I really enjoyed the 8-week classes and the fact that you could pick when you wanted to do classes, what time of year you wanted to do classes. I really enjoyed the different platforms that the classes had us work with. I enjoyed working with Canva and Powtoon. Sometimes I just enjoyed writing a paper and getting my thoughts down on paper. And so I was really pleased with the different types of work that we do at classes and getting to interact with peers. I don't know what else to say other than I really enjoyed my time with Fort Hays. I think the thing that probably stuck out the most to me was the fact that Fort Hays hit on the fact over and over again how important it is to build relationships as a leader. That was something that was carefully constructed in the classes with the peer feedback that we did in almost every single class after we did our introductory video. And that was something that really stood out to me when I shadowed my administrators, is that you have to be able to create relationships with so many different types of people at so many different ages, so many different walks of life, so many different people that you see at the school every day, and ones that are out in the school district that you don't see every day. And so I feel like the activities that Fort Hays created through their classes, that really set you up to understand that one of the biggest things is having relationships and maintaining them with all of the different stakeholders. I really appreciated everything that we had to do with the case studies. I think those are they're really hard and they're really detailed, but they're really important because they show you who the stakeholders are in situations and how your relationships with those stakeholders matter because situations arise. So I'm really pleased with the education that I have received from Fort Hays, and I hope you enjoyed my video. Thank you.